This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. It was a nightmare.
Flight 807, you're clear for landing. Runway 7, Bravo.
All personnel report to the nearest tornado shelter. This is not a drill.
If you need help, then dial your operator.
Have no fear, fellow citizens. The mediator is here.
All doctors to the ER. All nurses to the nurses station. Code blue 305.
10-4 engine 5, engine 3 is en route. Shots fired, shots fired. Officer down. I repeat, officer down. 911, what's your emergency? Backup is en route.
Evacuations continue tonight in Maribel.
Apartments. You can see this
It was a
evacuation
nightmare.
notice on one door.
Rolling. Motion. Roll sound.
Welcome to the Mediator, everybody. With me, your host, Brian West. Boy, do we have an interesting show tonight. We have my man Roy Austin, who he has been in prison. He did 25 years and came out and developed a program to get people who were incarcerated back and who can merge back into society so taxpayers do not have to keep fitting the bill to put them back into the system. So he developed a program, and he's going to talk about his experience in the prison system and how you can contribute to the program to keep people out of prison to save taxpayer dollars. We also, as usual, have our skits and the stories, the top 8 stories that made it throughout the Mediator. Now, just so you know, these are top 8 stories that made it in the news. Now, the jokes are just on the house just to lighten up the situation. The stories are never intended to hurt or offend anybody or to make anybody to discredit, but they made the news. But the jokes, like I said, are on the house. Now let's get to the top 8 stories that made it throughout the Mediator this week. Yay! Story number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Disney had to call in the hazmat team. Yes. It seems that a flock of geese apparently pooped on 11 adults and 6 children at an Anaheim Disneyland in California near the Sleeping Beauty Castle, which caused Disney to call in the hazmat team. Now, it seems the geese were upset because Disney made Donald Duck a main character. Now, Mickey and Minnie Mouse were placed in protective custody after the rat from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was spotted at the Cinderella Ball. Little cartoon joke, inside joke there. All right, story number 2. A New York Democrat has stated that every racist in America voted for Donald Trump. Whoa. Now it says reports say a New York City congressman has lashed out on the White House floor. He lashed out on the White House floor stating that every racist in America voted for Donald Trump. This man was a Democrat. He then walked outside and realized it was the year 2017. I tried. Story number 3. A Michigan woman was kicked out of a mall over her outfit. Now it says, in a tank top and shorts, a Michigan woman was kicked out of Grand Rapids Mall by security guards because of her outfit. Now, she was able to come back in. They later apologized. Yes, it says the mall later apologized, but they will be putting a basketball court in the food court to show their regret for the whole incident. Story number 4. The co-founder of Oculus VR is looking to build a virtual border wall between Mexico and the U.S. Now, after creating a virtual reality headset for Facebook, Oculus VR, that's virtual reality, is looking to develop surveillance technology for the U.S. border and the U.S. military bases. Tickets to watch who gets across the border will be sold at the Pentagon. Get it? Surveillance cameras, movies. God. All right, story number 5. The Crosby trial declared a mistrial by the judge. Now, after facing 52 hours of deliberations over a 6-day period, leaving the jury in a deadlocked state on a verdict, the judge concluded with a mistrial, but prosecutors have promised to retry Mr. Crosby, who is now free on $1 million bail. Now, this is amazing. Crosby's a living legend. Let's see what happens. Now, it says Crosby was later spotted on the couch with a Say No to Drug t-shirt while watching reruns of Sex in the City. Oh my God. Story number 6. Katy Perry becomes Twitter queen with over 1 million followers. Amazing. It says it seems that the artist Katy Perry has broken a Twitter record after reaching 100 million followers. Donald Trump will be inviting her to the White House to receive her honorary Twitter Freedom Award, Medal Award, because you know Donald Trump loves to tweet. Story number 7. Just getting warmed up. And the final 2 stories that made it throughout the Mediator this week. A deer slams through the window of a Denny's restaurant. Reports say a deer, terrified after he terrified customers after he came smashing through a Denny's restaurant window in Rome, New York. Now, authorities later realized that the restaurant owner's name was Elmer Fudd. Oh my God, the new generation, if they only knew who Elmer Fudd was. Okay, story number 8. And the final story that made it throughout the Mediator this week, ladies and gentlemen. After depicting images of slaves for Southern Charm Week, Wheel of Fortune is now under fire. The story made headlines. It seems that the show aired showing 2 slave Americans in the slave era. They were in slave clothing. The host later tweeted, "Can't we all just get along?" All right. I want to thank you so much for tuning to the Mediator this week, where it's just me, the guest, and Method 8, here to give you what you need, your daily dose of sweet and sour sugar and a dose of media. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, everybody. Hear me? Don't touch that dial. You're in the Mediator with Brian West. We'll be right back after these messages. So you take the dreamer out of the story and you trap some of the elite and the citizens inside of the imagination. And then you just kind of see where the story goes.
You've taken these people and put them in a fake reality. What are you doing?
You must guard the citizens with your life. I have a feeling that Mother Time has started a war.
The Lord of Escobar interfered.
Every elite is going straight to hell.
How did we get here?
I think you're crazy. You've always been a little bit crazy.
Why do you think humans sleep so much?
Wait till after the second moon. I will not have some boy with an imagination ruin my time.
No, we have lost everybody.
The imagination is our biggest weapon. Do you think they die? Luna, we've been chosen.
I alone control time. Dreams are my enemy.
We don't even know where we are right now.
Would you stop asking me so many questions?
How do I find my son?
Your dreamer has opened up my imagination. Now I have to figure out how to use it.
It makes me wonder if anything else is real.
Enough! Enough of this!
Where is the fool?
One of you took your eyes off of the light.
Luna, help me, please! I don't want to die!
Do you know how much time you've spent with me so far?
Welcome back, welcome back. This next guest I have on The Mediator is a personal friend of mine, excellent man, decent man. He was incarcerated, but he is in the redemption stage. He has a ministry that caters to those who are from and getting back, merging back into society. I'd like to welcome to The Mediator this week my man, Roy Austin, everybody. How you doing, Roy?
Doing good.
Good to see you.
Thank you, thank you, my brother.
Have a seat.
All right.
So now tell us. Now this is probably the interview for the ages right here, because you have you've come out of prison. And how many years did you do?
I did 25 years.
25 years.
Yes.
And you started a program to help those who are incarcerated. Now the question I have for you is, now first of all, what was it like in that 25 years?
It was like you have to, when you're going, as say for instance, your first time experiencing something that you never had experienced before, you're being exposed to a new environment.
Yeah.
And say for instance, if you're learning how to swim, and you finally learned to get out of swimming, now you have to enact it and be in it. Now you're in a whole different environment around water, and so you know how to work your way around.
Yeah.
Or say for instance, if you played any type of sports and you're finally learning to get into the groove of sports, and so now you get the feel of being in the game.
Yeah.
The game, you did your practice and everything, but now you're in the live environment. So prison was a total type of environment where once you was in this place here, you had to learn the environment and learn to survive. And from that there, you do dealing with a lot of personalities at the time. And so it can be a frightening experience when a person comes in, especially in a young age.
Yeah.
Because you're involved with people of all sorts of ways of life and different ages.
Yeah.
And so you have to learn now, you can't be, it's no more you're away from home, mama's little baby.
Yeah.
Now
so
you're in an environment where you growing up, it's a more physical, but more mental stage.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Because now you're dealing with your mentality and psychological effects around what's involved in you.
Now I've watched videos. I've actually went and visited a prison, and the men in there have an attitude as if they wish they hadn't have done what they did, and they have this look on their face as if they can't wait to get back on the outside. Now, what advice can you give to people who are in the free world who have not been in that environment yet?
Well, it's a balanced situation, because I know that when you're talking about a prison ministry and those who once been incarcerated, male or female, coming back out, sometimes our society doesn't really understand that, because you're going away for sentence away from a place that you did a punishment. You broke the law, in other words. And I also want to put in there also, there's innocent victims as been wrongfully incarcerated too. So that's another side of the story. So it's a balanced situation where, but it affects our society, because the person is going to come back out in our society. And once that person get back out in our society, they're back mostly involved, back in people's lives, and you're engaged in our society just like every other person. But so you want to have something that person's coming out, you want them engaging in something that make your society do better, and that person do better, because there's a healthy balance for all of us once that period has been served. And so people have to understand that, to have a compassion for that, because so many times the attitude is, well, you did what you had to do and you deserve what you had to do. Okay, but we live in America, and where we give second chances, and that's where mentoring, which my program is a mentoring business, to show that transition of coming back out and linking back in society. Not only you just coming back out, but you want to show a difference that you're productive now. And that's what a rehabilitation are supposed to be. You're rehabilitated and say, well, hey, I want to give something back now, or once that I didn't do
that
before.
You lost, the time that you lost.
Exactly.
Now you're so basically what you're saying is you do the time, you should not be judged for the time that you did. You should be judged for the freedom you have ahead. That's basically what you're saying.
Right, yeah, and in other words, you know, too many times when we come back out, society judges you, and where, you know, there's doors that's being closed to you. But you got to realize this, you're also, you're affecting other people, and other children are being affected by a parent or a mother that can't make means meet. Your mom, your dad, your sisters, your brothers, your aunt. So it's a woven situation because you're putting pressure back more on your family. And then when you do that, taxpayers have to pay even more that when you doesn't have a person or a person getting back, engaging and giving back something to the community. Because once you get back in the community and you're working good, you're giving back to the community. So you're paying taxes and everything.
So your program is designed to kind of give, you need support to be able to get these people out of the system, to give them a stable life.
Correct.
And that's what your program is about.
Correct. But it also, if my program deals with more mental, it's more like if you've been addicted to a drug and you've been addicted to alcohol, and the Alcoholics Anonymous says that you have a sponsor. It works in the same way, the balance. So when a person comes out, they need a mentor. In other words, someone's checking on them or giving them counseling, what the right moves to make and what not the right moves to make. Because so many times you do a relapse. In other words, we call it, in our lane, we call it recidivism. You end up going back where you once were. And then, and most of the time, guys and girls, they don't want to really go back. But what happens is the pressure of them being so long incarcerated, they don't know how to really function back in society.
So it's a mindset.
It's a mindset, and also, not only that, it's being independent. You want to be able to stand on your own and, you know, be able to not depend on or lean on others. That way you'll be able to grow back in society. You're able to have confidence. You're secure about yourself. So all these things come into play. And if you have children that you've been gone away from, now you're able to feel like a whole human being. That once you can stand on your feet and you can have a place in your own, your children come see you, and you're bridging relationships. Relationships have been broken for so long. And then not only that, my program also deals with you coming back with a humble attitude. Not with this arrogance that society always, but you're being grateful. We want to teach them that, hey, be appreciative of what we're doing. And so we want to give in this program, we want to give if you have interests in school, link up with institutions with school. If we're taking the individual's weak points as well as strong points. So we're going to find out what you're doing, what you're capable of doing, or what you're not capable of doing. And then we're also going to deal with your mental attitude as well as spiritual. So it's a combination of a lot of things.
Now the United States has a big incarceration problem. Criminals are everywhere. They can't seem to control. They develop criminology. They develop programs to try to combat the criminal mind and try to figure it out. Psychological programs. Nobody can seem to understand why people commit hostile or why they act a certain way. This has been going on probably since the beginning of ages. Now, since you've been in that environment and it's such a problem, what would you say you would need the most, because of the fact that there are laborers who are needed in that field, but there are just few people to find who can relate and who can actually deal with just the lack of people taking advantage of the programs, the lack of people showing up, the lack of people trying to do right. It seems like they fall back in the system so fast. So what are you proposing that can possibly stop this cycle from occurring?
What I'm looking at is, by my experience and by making this transition, we're going to go head up. In other words, we take the person and we say, look, where the rubber meets the road. Do you really have intentions on you want to make your life better, or do you want to make a difference? And so we're going to deal with hard issues. In other words, we're going to say, we're going to go back and say, what drove you to your act of what you did? Where are you standing at now? How are you convicted in your heart to say, do you really want to make a change? Or are you just out here to take advantage or whatever because this is what's happening is, say for instance, Brian, if you want to hire a person who's been incarcerated, can you trust them? Can you depend on them from coming to work? They have to show, we have to let them know in our program, you have to take 2 steps forward because you have to show that initiative that, hey, I'm here for you. I'm here to change my life. I'm here to turn around. I'm here to make a difference.
Make a difference.
And so we're gonna be head up with them. You know, we're not gonna play. This is no place that you can hide and program that you can hide and think you can cover and do the same thing. No, because if we see that this what you're doing here, then you're gonna be responsible because we don't want you messing up this program for those who are sincere. And once you go through our program, we want you to come back and give something back.
So
help the other person.
So you're giving them a program to kind of like a step program to get merged back into society.
Merge back in society, working with your attitude, working with your spirituality, working and seeing that you really mean. Because sometimes you have a lot of guys, a lot of young people that wants to do better. But what happens is so many doors are closed from them. They don't get hired. They don't have the proper place to stay. They have to go, and if someone from our relatives don't take you, you have to go to a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you know, these type of places. And sometimes they see themselves drifting, and nothing is being really founded that they can build on or have confidence, say, well, I've gained this. I've taken control of this of my life here. I feel secure. I can give some. I feel good about myself. And so that's what happens. And too many times the programs doesn't work because they can't identify with the person. In other words, they'll give them a certificate or something that you accomplished something on this, but that's not it.
That's not it.
You got to work within the mind.
You got to have a personal relationship.
You got to have a personal, and you got to identify what the struggles are. And what would prevent them from coming back. In other words, you got to make that person feel good that I'm good. I'm on the right page now. I'm at a good time in my life now. I've been redemption. And see, when a person appreciates that, they feel good about themselves. Now they can do good for society.
For society.
And that's what I'm talking about with our society. You're reproduction people. They have the right attitude. They've elevated themselves where they appreciate life, they appreciate others around them. And this is what makes the difference here. The process. And a person like me is that I can tell by me being around this environment, or where, facing for instance, you haven't been around this environment, and then you might have the good intention to work with, but with me, by me being around it, I could tell, I can sense that which direction you're going to head. So I'm going to come directly at you with some tough questions. You know, you can't lollygag this. You know what I'm saying? Or when a person hire you to work, you got to be on time. You got to show that person that you got the right attitude, frame of mind. You got to get the job on time. And not only that, you got to let that person know, I'm here to better your employment, your job. Not only that, but we build relationships with your family, with your children, and broken relationships. Some relationships cannot be recovered. So you come to that understanding and say, well, and time might heal that. Then you got to have peace within yourself as well. So we're going to deal with a lot of areas. And main thing, my biggest focus is, I call it my starting all over again, a chance to develop redemption house. And what I mean by that is, you have a setting where it be a transition. You come in, and you ever seen the program Big Brothers? They all live in that.
I've never seen it, but I can
they advertise that a lot. So it's something similar to that manner, but you're going to be respectful in the house. There are going to be rules and mentoring, and then from that transition, we're going to make sure we have every type of link that you need. So when you leave the house, you're set for what you need to do. And then we want you to come back in too.
Well, we're going to be right back with Roy. He's going to close up. And like I said, if you want to contribute, like I said, we'll talk about it later on the program. We'll be right back. You're in the Mediator with Brian West. Don't go anywhere. We're right back with Roy Austin, everybody.
If it was up to me, Williams, she'd be in the box right now.
There's no evidence that points to Daniels. Everything in this case points away from him.
I know he did this.
I think he's hiding with someone on the force.
If West did something, he would turn himself in.
He did this to even the score.
No man just kills his little girl.
Why do they want me out of the picture?
You were there. They saw you run out of the house.
I'm telling you, West is not the killer. I can feel it.
If innocent, why run?
It sounds to me like we have some snakes on the force.
They want to take over the force, West. They want
at all. If you push off the good cops, then you're one step closer to the king.
Something big is going on.
There's been a bomb that has set it off. We have to come up with a defense plan quick.
All we have right now are suspects. Now we need to start getting some faces so we can fight back.
If someone killed your daughter, what would you do? I mean, would you give in or would you stand up and fight back?
You're a disgrace to the... I will have your badge, Bruce. Do you hear me?
Wes is untouchable, unseen, and even untraceable.
He has to make a mistake. He's human.
I'm the only suspect.
Something doesn't feel right.
You wouldn't have Blue come to face of the real killer, would you?
All the fingers are pointing to him.
We don't even know who the enemy is.
A car is behind my mom's car and the whole innocent. So, if you didn't kill your daughter, who did?
It was a setup.
I should have taken the fast food job.
I want to thank you all for attending my conference on handy dandy products to enhance your life. I first want to start off by talking about the chocolate passion cream.
Miss Gina, I got a question.
Now, Brad, why do I always got to keep you brothers in check? I'm sorry. Not like I was saying. The chocolate passion cream is my latest addition. And all you have to do for the handy dandy products is click on the link. You get $3 more for every link, so it's just quick money, easy cash.
Miss Gina!
I want to motivate you all by first giving you your upline. You need to give us a call when you need help to get paid. Then and only then, you give us the money. And if you don't give us that money, then you won't get paid. Oh yeah.
Miss Gina! Hey, listen here, Joker. You need to show some respect. No questions until Miss Gina here is done. You understand? And I don't want no bathroom breaks neither. Go on, Miss Gina.
We would go to each county and each community to sell our products. And then we will use all you little maggots to take over the country. Now I want you to understand that the pyramid scheme is the only way to make money. Now repeat after me. The pyramid scheme is the only way to make real money.
The pyramid scheme is the only way to real money. The pyramid scheme is the only way to real money. The pyramid scheme is the only way to real money.
Oh, my plan to take over the world is working. Once I scam everyone to giving me their money and the economy collapses, I would then have all of them working for me and selling my products. Then I will rule the world, have my people working for me and Congress. Vos, idiota.
We are back. I'm here with Roy Austin, and he is talking about his recovery program for people who are incarcerated, getting out and emerging back into society, starting on over again re-entry program. And so now you've talked about the basics and about transforming the minds. Mm-hmm. And I guess before we close out, I want to talk a little bit about how people can contribute and why you feel that people should contribute to people who are trying to get it back together, who have served their time, they're done their time, but they want to become an asset to society once again. So tell us why you feel people should contribute to your program.
Well, my program is a unique program. It's just not something that we have compassion with what we're doing, and we understand the seriousness behind it. We're not trying to just have a program and just pass people through.
Yeah.
We want to make a real difference and a real meaning in a person's lives. And by persons that once have been through that incarceration system, we know that that's not a place to return and go back to.
Yeah.
And so we can identify, we can acknowledge, we can know the emotions behind it, the psychological effects behind it, and the sincere hearts behind it with my program, because I have been through that environment. And so, but it takes money, and it takes money to where we can create and build this up in the more, because you spoke on something earlier that touched what you said, that in the United States, we're the most powerful and wealthiest nation in the country, but yet we have more people incarcerated.
There are a lot of people in prison
in the world, and so it cuts across all the board. It doesn't matter who you are nowadays in life, or what title you might have, or who you might be, an executive, or you could be a superstar, an actor. You could be a football player, a sports player, and a typical person that works in common story. All have somebody, relative or someone, been touched by this incarceration system. And so it doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? And so it crosses across all the board. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to be someone just genuine, that you can trust our organization. And so we need help in many areas. And so that's why we feel that you give to us, it'll be done for a good cause.
Now, how did you, what made you, when you got out after doing 25 years, want to devote the rest of your life to try to help those who are incarcerated? Is there like a brother system inside there?
Yeah, well, listen, because it was so hard. When I first come out, the transition was, you do all this time, you don't have no money, you don't have clothing. So if you don't have someone that's going to be a lenient help, you're right back out there.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You have no job. You know, so why do you do all that time? You got. If I didn't have my parents, my mom, them, that I was staying with, I wouldn't have had nothing. And then not only that, I put in applications, and when you put in an application that you committed a felony, you're not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere.
You understand? You don't have no one to talk to you. So I struggled in that area, but I said I'm going to continue on and be an example. I went and received my bachelor's degree.
Wonderful.
And they've gotten a bachelor's degree, and I stayed with it. But I've got certain interviews on job. I took a real meaning, but they still. This is why I'm doing this organization. They still, even though they know you out here, no one would reach out and say, "Hey, I want to do something for this young man here, this kid. Give him a job or whatever."
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. The doors are closed secretly, but up front, they put on a display like we're willing to help. But we got to have real help.
Absolutely, and that's your passion.
Now
tell us before we leave, you've got some fundraisers coming up. If people are tuning in now in present day, you have some fundraisers coming up, and just all I think I need to know is how can people get in contact with you, and how can people donate to your cause?
Okay, they can contact me with my number. They can call me at 330-770-4343. They can also email me, which is called Starting Over Again at Chance, gmail.com. Also, I have a website there. I don't know if you can go out.
I'll put it on the
board for the contact information. And also on that website, I have a GoFundMe.
Okay.
So on that GoFundMe, you can contribute for our cause with the GoFundMe. So there's several ways that you can contact me.
And you are a 501c3.
My 510c3.
Wonderful.
And I want to say one more thing too. My first fundraiser I'm doing, it's just me. I want to do for the community, taking a child to amusement park, which is Kennywood. We're going to do this July the 27th.
Yeah.
And we're asking to donate a child that doesn't have the privilege when we take a
keep them out of the system.
Keep them out of the system. But we want to donate a child. It's $55 per person. And I've had certain local businesses that's been contributing now, which I'm thankful.
Good.
But we're trying to reach a plateau number. We want to take 60 kids or more. We haven't reached that point yet, so we're like 20-some kids now.
That's good.
And some of the local communities have donated. If you don't mind, could I say their names or no? Is that you don't want me to mention names? But that's.
I wouldn't mention it, but I would like to know, like if people want to contact, like you said, just go to the GoFundMe, or they can give you a call. Are you on Facebook?
I'm on Facebook, and then they can also give me a call, and they can email me as well. And also, I'm doing another fundraiser. I got one more, Brian, I want to tell you about. Now, this is going to be a fun fundraiser. We're going to be having the bowling lane at Camelot Bowling Lane. This is going to be July the 24th on a Thursday. We're going to have it from 6 to 8, 6 to 8:30. And we're asking that you bring your child before they go back to school. A night of fun, family night of bowling. And those tickets are only $8, 10 at the door. And you can also, if you want to bowl and as adults want to bowl, you can buy a team up to 5 players. That would be $50. And so you can donate also for that. And we're also going to be raffling Chinese baskets. So we want you to fill that up. So again, you can call my number again. You can email me, and you want to contribute to get a team and bring your child for a night of bowling. And ages no limit. Because we're going to have everything set up, shoes that's free, and so we're looking to have a good time for that, and that's going to help us raise funds as well.
Now this is present day, but if you watch this interview later on down the road, they can contribute just by going to your website and going to wonderful. Well, Roy, like I said, I want to thank you, brother, for coming on the show.
Thank you.
I know 25 years is not easy, and I'm glad you seem to be doing well and trying to give back. And I think the biggest thing that people need to realize, and they need to get out of this interview, is the fact that you are trying to keep people from going back into the system, which costs taxpayer dollars.
Correct.
So you're trying to find a way to get them back into society and get them useful, become useful assets to the system instead of being a loss to the lot of taxpayers. So that's what's good. If you want to contribute, if you want to find Roy, his contact information will be in the credits. I want to thank you. Now, I guess the last question I always ask my guests is, what would you like to see change before your day comes?
Well, I like to see change is that we have some in our community that we leak in and we try to resolve this recidivism problem in America.
Great.
I think that if we all link together, we can see massive improvement.
Wonderful. Well, I want to thank Roy for coming on the show. I want to thank you for tuning into The Mediator this week. And please, if you want to contribute anyway, just go to our website, buy something, click on something, or just watch something or read something. Thank you so much for tuning to The Mediator with Brian West. And please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a good week, everybody.